And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. We had a chance to catch up with Cajon track and field star Aiden Ramirez, who's been on Sports Weekly before. He was awesome in cross country. Well, he's great in the long distance races as well. So take it back to the California Relays at Wilson High School in Long Beach, and Aiden breaking the Cajon High School record in the 3,200 meters. That's 2 miles. Shattered the school record, and he's got some big goals for the rest of the season. Here's our interview with the one and only Aiden Ramirez. And now join us here on the show. He is the new school record holder in the 3,200 meters at Cajon, and this Cowboy's got big goals for the rest of the season. He's one of the top distance runners in our area. It is Aiden Ramirez. And Aiden, listen, congratulations on breaking the school record in the 3,200 meters. So was that a goal that you had set for yourself for the season? And did you feel like that was a thing that you could actually break and put your name on the record book?
Yeah, the records, that was one of the records I'm trying to break. And then the other one is a mile, but I'm glad I broke the 32 right now, like so young and already.
So if people are just casual track fans, 1,600, 1 mile, 3,200, 2 miles. So do you feel like the longer the race, the better you are? You know, like you said, you already broke the school record for 3,200. Do you feel like you're stronger in that event compared to the 1 mile?
Yeah, I do feel like I'm stronger now, and I don't even know why, but it's just like I'm better at that one for some reason.
Do you feel like maybe on that second mile you save a little bit? Like like they say runners have a kick at the end, but maybe your kick at the end's the last mile in the 3,200. So do you feel like maybe, I don't know if it's your stamina or what you attribute it to, but you're kind of maybe even stronger or better in that second mile?
Maybe, because in my first mile, and usually in those races, they're pretty fast. It depends on the race, though. But my mile, it's like, I don't know why, just like I can't.
What was that moment like when you cross the finish line and you see your time and you know you broke the school record? Did you know you broke it, or did somebody have to come up and tell you?
At first, no, and then my teammate came up to me. He was like, "You broke it," and I was like, "I broke what?" And I was like, "Oh, okay."
What did that feel like? Did that feel pretty good?
Yeah, it was exciting. And like I had people like calling me, like Natalie Gumashin. Yeah, she called me and she was proud that I broke it.
Yeah, Natalie was a stud. In fact, she was here on Sports Weekly. I remember she did an interview not too long ago. So Aiden, what are their goals for the rest of the season? I mean, CBL titles, CIF, get to the state meet in a couple events. Like, what are the goals for you now for the rest of the year?
I think like 3 of my main goals is to make CIF for the first one. Just try to make it past the regular round of CIF and the 32. If I don't make it for the mile, that's okay. But the 32 is like my main event, so I'd rather make it in that. And then my next thing is to like try to win league, like in the 32, maybe even the mile. But that's gonna be harder, but I could try it. And then the third one is just like you said, just try to make state or something like that. Just try to make it farther than I did in cross.
All right, Aiden, this might be a silly question, but how do you train for the 3,200 meters? Do you just run and run and run till you can't run anymore? Is there a strategy behind trying to be faster in the 2 mile race? Like, how do you prepare and improve your time in such a long race like that?
We usually do long runs, like 8 to 10 miles on certain days of the week, and then we do a lot of workouts. Like, we work a lot. We're just like running nonstop. Yeah, you're right. Like, we work nonstop just to try to get our times lower and lower.
Do you think like one day maybe you've already done a marathon, but maybe you'll be like a marathon guy?
I kind of want to try one. I haven't done one yet. I've done a half marathon, but never a marathon yet.
I think you'd be perfect for it, right? If you love running and you go 8 to 10 miles just on a training run, I mean, like you're almost halfway there. So
yeah, the marathon's kind of scary.
Yeah, they're a beast, right? You have to prepare for one of those. But luckily for you, all you got to do is prepare now for league and CIF and hopefully a trip to the CIF state meet as well. Aiden, what is I don't want to say like what's going through your mind, but mentally, when you're in a challenging race, are you thinking about a lot of things? Or are you just trying to block everything out and just let your body take over and just kind of go to that muscle memory? Like, what's going through your head when you're trying to knock out 2 miles?
Whenever like my pace is like the main thing that's on my mind the whole time. Like if I'm going too slow or if I'm like pushing it harder too early, but my coach is usually on the side telling me when to like go or when to stay, like when to stay with the pack or whatever. But he's usually there telling me.
Do you know though, like as soon as you hear the gun go off and the race starts, do you already know in those first couple steps, like, man, I'm feeling good, like I'm gonna have a really good race, or I'm not feeling it, man, I better get my act in gear here because I'm not feeling it today. Do you know, like, as soon as that race starts?
Yeah, that happened at the Meet of Champions. I was not feeling it that day, but I tried my hardest, but it just wasn't giving it that day.
All right, Aiden, what is the perfect pre-race meal? And then let's say you have a great race and you break the school record. What's the perfect post-race meal for you?
All right, the perfect pre-race meal that I've had is just like bananas and oranges before, because I feel like if I eat like actual food, like it just hurts and I can't run. But the post, wherever we go on a meal stop, it doesn't matter to me as long as I get to eat after the race.
So you got to get all those calories back, right? After you had
Go to In-N-Out a lot though, so probably In-N-Out like a double or something.
Can't
something
go wrong
big
with that.
I can fill it back up.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a double with cheese. That is for sure. All right, so Aiden, finally, what do you think you have to do to make it to the CIF state meet in at least the 3,200, maybe a couple events? Like, what do you think you have to do to maybe improve or get to that level where you feel like you're one of the best runners in the state when it comes to those distance races?
I think I just have to train harder than I already am. Got to push it to max, like where I'm like exhausted every single practice. I got to push it harder, like way harder if I want to make it to where those kids are at. Those kids are really fast.
Well,
that one's going to be a struggle.
Aiden, you're right there, man. You are knocking on the door. If you're the Cajon school record holder in the 3,200 meters, that is a big deal already. So congratulations on that. But it sounds like, just talking right now, that you have some big goals still this season. The school record is nice, but there's still a lot for you to accomplish that year. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I still want to break the record even more, like break my record again this year.
Does your name get to go up somewhere at the school? Is there like a plaque or a board somewhere?
No, we don't really get that for distance there.
Oh, come on. Let's build you a statue or something out there. Aiden, listen, you are the man. Congrats on the season so far. Best of luck for some those big races coming up for you here in 2025. That is Aiden Ramirez from Cajon High School Track and Field, the school record holder in the 3,200 meters, and best of luck in the mile race as well, Aiden.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff from Aiden, and Cajon's got several studs on the track and field team, so we'll have more on the Cowboys in the coming weeks here on Sports Weekly. But for now, that'll do it. My name is Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next time on Sports Weekly on IEMG.